Hey everybody, Jason here today. Hope you guys are all doing well. Happy hump day. So today we're down a little bit. Yesterday we ended up the day just up $800 by the end of the day. So not the two or $3,000 that we were up midday, but that is fine. We finally got filled on all of our call credit spreads. So those are now off the books. And then I went ahead and closed most of my put credit spreads and rolled out just a few of them, but I was able to close those out for $3 or $4. We still have four left here. They're only worth a couple dollars, so I'm gonna go ahead and get those guys rolled out. And we did open up some new positions, and we can go through those. But a lot of them we just closed and are holding on to a little bit of buying power. We still have the quad witching coming up, and this week is definitely very volatile. So I want to keep a little bit of buying power in the account just in case there's any major moves, and I can take advantage of that. I will probably throughout the rest of this week, next week, open up a put credit spread here and there, but not wanting to necessarily just like go all in right now, since if we have a decent drop, then we can collect some more premium. Because right now the premiums are kind of at a place where I'm happy with them, but I know if we have a 20-point drop on Tesla, instead of grabbing $50 or $60 per put credit spread, we can grab like $100 for each one. So that's why I want to keep a little bit in the account to be able to do that. So we can see what we're able to grab now, just by getting these guys rolled out, in which we will do now. Pretty simple steps here. Go to the date and go find these four that we have. The one that we have negative, we will hit the plus sign because we're going to buy those back, come up to sell, and scroll back down because Robinhood still has not fixed that. Buy back these guys. So you can see the difference in these, $1 or $2. So basically almost no value in there. And I'm just going to go ahead and roll these out a couple weeks here. The reason being, I think we're still pretty stagnant for the most part, and I don't think we're going to see major drop. I know we're also coming into earnings and production numbers. Based on what I've seen, the production numbers and delivery numbers should be pretty good, so I think that'll be a positive, and we'll go for a little bit more short-term gains instead of going out a little further. So this looks like we'll be able to just collect, it's only going to be 30 some dollars on these guys. Up here we can grab 50. Actually, that's what we'll do. We will grab $50 for the 670s. And that way we're getting at least about 10% on our plays here. So it's showing about $45 total. And why is that? Let me see here. So that's $3. And maybe Tesla's coming up a little bit. Yep. So we'll hit 4 of those. I was wanting to get a little bit more than this, but can't be. Let's see if we can grab $45. Can't be too unhappy with taking a few minutes to make $100 and something. We'll replace that. All right, we'll see if we can get filled at 42. Tesla's probably popping up right now, which is why we're not getting filled. Yeah, it's still showing that. All right, 41. Okay, so we grabbed $164 cash, got those guys moved out. Now, all that we have expiring this Friday are covered calls. one cash secured put, and our covered calls on Tesla. I'm not going to bother rolling these out until I see another pop up on Tesla. And when I was going back over their chart, it looks like there's a lot of accumulation on Tesla. So I think it's poised for another pretty decent leg up. Whether that's going to happen in the next week or a few days or months, I don't really know. I would suspect it would happen somewhere around earnings time. We have our broken wing butterfly on the SPY. We're down a little bit on that, but unless we pop down below 434, we're not going to see much difference on that. If we do happen to drop to 433, then this is actually a pretty decent gainer. This will be up around $100. But that will most likely hold till expiration. We have our call that we sold against the call that we own. Apple is actually one of the reasons that we had a pretty decent down movement today, because we do own one that we were up $500 or $600 on, a 135 call that expires in January. So that's lost quite a bit of value, but we'll look to roll that guy out Friday. Coinbase, I'm still very happy with the 220 support, even though coin has come down quite a bit. And then we have some various cover calls that we'll look to all probably roll out this Friday. Palantir's actually been looking pretty dang good. We're getting up towards that $27 level. Just to go over the positions we have on Palantir, we have a couple, actually 6 different leaps on Palantir, which we're all pretty up on. This one initially we bought for $8.20, and then as Palantir dropped, I did average down on it. If it's going to, is it going to show? Let me see, let's try that again. There we go. So average cost $4.64, because I did average down on that while Palantir did drop a little bit. And then we have our 2023s, which we bought because of the live stream. Somebody pointed out these things were just dirt cheap. Well, where do they go? Things are just not populating. Oh well. But I think we bought those for about $600. Now they're $900, pretty close to $1,000. And we'll get into the put credit spreads that I do have open. We do still have these ones expiring next week. So these 7, we've gotten most of the gain out of these, a little bit more to go, but I'll wait until Friday and I'll go ahead and roll those guys out. So all these 924s, this Iron Condor will probably get closed. We opened these up for $105 down to 47, so we're up 55% on those. I think we have closing orders at 75% on these, and then another 12 here, which we opened for $147, and we're up 85% on these. But again, I'll wait till Friday, go ahead and roll those out. And then the put credit spread, just so you can see all the positions here, which are quite a bit. I have on October 1st, we have 690s, 670s, 680s, so definitely a myriad of expiration or strike prices here. I don't think we're going to dip below 700, even though the overall market is pretty down, so we could definitely potentially touch that. But the last dip that we had down to around 715, we bounced pretty heavily off that. So that's what I expect. If we do ever see some downside, that will have a pretty quick recovery. And again, that's the reason I'm holding some cash in the account, or some buying power. That way I can take advantage of any of those dips. And then the one Iron Condor that we do have open. And then on the 8th, which we don't have, I mean, we have a fair amount of positions. We have 8, 9, 13. 13 of these guys, we're not up on a lot of them, but this is most likely where I will be opening more positions at either the 9th or the following week. We only have, looks like we only have one that following week. And then rolling into the 22nd, we do have 6 of those going on the 22nd, and then we get into our end of the year things. And most of those were pretty up on. We did have kind of some YOLO positions here, some 990s, 1000 that we entered for $126 a piece, but we have some, maximum upside of 800 and some. And even though it doesn't look like it right now, I think with our next earnings report, and just depending on how the overall market does, those could potentially become profitable. I'll go ahead and close those out once we're maybe 100% up on them. I'm not looking for full gain on these guys. And then again, end of the year, we still have some pretty good positions: 675s, 300s, 660s, all things that we rolled out a long time ago that we're quite a bit up on. And then we get into the first, or actually like next year, and we'll get into these things where we have 35. I don't know what we have total here on the first. What do we have? 1, 3. This is actually a couple debit spreads. I think we definitely could hit 800, and then 35 of those. So we do have a whole ton of collateral sitting there at the end of the year, which will be pretty exciting to get to that point. And we can start rolling those out and collecting more premium on that $35,000, $40,000 worth of collateral. So other than that, I think that's about it for me. I'm gonna wait and see what we have as far as price action, and then as soon as we see any dips, if you see tomorrow, Friday, any big dips on Tesla, just know I'm probably opening up some put credit spreads right around 660-ish on either October 1st or October 8th. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Love you guys, and let's make a lot of money.